Hi, this is Craig and welcome back to Cruising Off Duty. This is the first episode that I'm going to do this talking head type of format with my new A7 III, which is supposed to have amazing autofocus. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a flip out screen, so I have no idea if I'm in focus, which is a real pain in the butt. The GH5 had a flip out screen, but had crappy autofocus, so yeah, I could see I was out of focus at least, but anyways. So let's hope, fingers crossed, that this whole time I'm talking, it doesn't start picking something like this flag or fern or something behind me. So here's what this episode is going to be about. And I want to give a little warning because it's from the summer. Janice and I sailed to Picton, which is a beautiful little town. We're in this nice, beautiful Anchorage. And we got a lot of beautiful cinematics and a lot of vlog footage of us walking around Picton. It would have been a good episode. And yeah, I'm so far behind, as you know, some of these episodes are from August of last summer. The reason was the Annapolis sailboat show and all these other things came along that were really time sensitive. So once I filmed those, I went right to editing, and all this late summer sailing footage kind of just got pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. I mentioned in my Facebook, Cruising Off Duty Facebook page, that I said I'd really love it if somebody has some editing skills to give me a little bit of a hand catching up by just giving me a rough cut. Just take my footage, cut up all the crap that's not necessary, and give me something that's kind of bite-sized. Maybe I could tweak it a bit, add my voiceovers, add my text, and then we have an episode. Voila! And a guy who's been watching the channel for a while is very active in the comments and very generous of his time. Said, his name's Chase Mixon, by the way. He said, sure, I'll help edit. I'm not super experienced at editing, but I'll give it a shot. And I said, perfect. That's all you really need to be a rough cut editor, because if it's not quite right, I can always tweak it on my end. So great. So I created this cloud storage, and I put all the footage from this Picton sailing trip in there. And I actually did look at the footage. The very beginning of it, I'm talking. So I'm thinking, oh yeah, we got the talking stuff, and then there's the cinematic stuff, kind of click quickly through the footage. Seems good. Up it goes. Chase works on it, sends me back. Yeah, I'm done. It's gonna be fairly short, and it's mostly cinematic. It almost feels like the whole thing's B-roll. I went, what? No, I remember talking in some of the footage. Yeah, it was my B-roll cinematic GH5. All my vlog footage, which is shot with my Canon G7X Mark II, poof, gone. Don't know where it is. I checked other parts of my hard drives. It's gone. So I guess when you're going to learn something from screwing up, it's when you get your SD card out of your camera, don't just throw it somewhere in your boat when you're sailing, thinking, yeah, I'll upload that into my hard drive later. Because chances are it went on a table in my boat or sailing or something, and it got knocked off the table, and who knows, either it's still on the boat somewhere, or eventually I found it and went, oh, an SD card, and long after I filmed it, didn't think anything of it, and probably recorded over it, formatted it or whatever. So just want to give you that heads up. Chase edited this episode. I left it exactly the way he edited it, just to show you he did the best he could, but it's mostly B-roll cinematics of us sailing. Yeah. So before I go though, before I show you that episode, I want to ask you a couple of questions. You, the viewer, it's really important. Read the comments. I respond to all of them. I want your input on a couple of things. You know, I have this brand new G7X, too many sevens, A7 III, I was going to say Mark II, A7 III camera, beautiful for low light, great for autofocus, going to be awesome on this epic sailing voyage I have coming up in May across from Cape Town to the United States, 10,000 nautical miles. If you're new to the channel, that's what's coming up. Subscribe so you don't miss those episodes. It's going to be epic. But this camera I'm really excited about, but I keep buying more lenses and they're on their way. So I have this lens right now, the 16-35. This is going to be my vlogging lens. So I'm going to start vlogging more with this camera because it's great in low light and it allows me to change lenses and stuff. So probably less of the vlogging is going to be with the Canon G7X Mark II and more with the A7 III. So this is my vlogging lens. Then I have the kit lens that kind of came with the camera. It's a 28 to 70 millimeter, but now I've ordered 2 additional lenses that are on their way. One is the 85 millimeter 1.8. So 1.8 means the aperture can get nice and big, so you get good low light. 85 millimeter gives me nice zoom, so it's great for street photography and portrait stuff, or videography. So when you want to film a really interesting street vendor or whatever, you don't have to get right up in his grill like you would with a 16 millimeter to get him completely framed in the image. With an 85, you can stand across the street and zoom in. Well, not zoom, you'll be in. So you can just film a guy from a distance without being too obvious you're filming someone. So you get a great, awesome bokeh with a nice 1.8. You get to be far enough from your subject that you're not intimidating with your camera, and you get that beautiful blurred background. So looking forward to that. That camera should actually have been here today, but it looks like Amazon's going to deliver it tomorrow when I'm working, unfortunately. But anyways, that's coming tomorrow. And I've also ordered, now this one's expensive, don't look at the price yet. the 24mm G Master 1.4. And that camera is supposed to be awesome. I mean, super clear from edge to edge. 1.4 aperture is huge and wide open, so like great in low light. Probably the best camera lens I'm ever gonna have for this camera. And I'm probably never gonna spend more money than I spent on that lens. It is freakishly expensive. But from all accounts, it is an amazing, amazing lens. My question to you is, I have all this new gear. I'm probably getting a new gimbal. I've got new wireless lavalier microphones, 2 transmitters, 1 receiver. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be great. When I'm on the boat and I have another member and he wants to talk about something, I can be mic'd up, he can be mic'd up. We can have the camera going around and our voices won't get further away and closer depending on whether the shotgun mic is pointing at him or not. So that's what happens when you have a shotgun. It's very focused. So whoever's directly in front of your camera is going to be loud, and anybody who's off to the side or behind the camera is going to be quiet. So it's difficult when you got multiple people talking to get a nice equal sound. But if you've got people mic'd up with wireless lavalier microphones, it's going to be awesome. And yeah, there's going to be some tours of the boat. The guy who built the boat's going to be on the first passage, and he's going to talk about all the great features and stuff as we go. And I plan to break up what he tells me into little exquisite moments throughout the trip where he's going to talk about some feature of the boat that's neat to know, and I'll break those up so they're not all in one big long episode. And yeah, but that'll be great to have a lavalier microphone on him and one on me. Anyways, all that to be said, when I get all this new gear that I'm super excited to use, I can use it locally and show you how I'm going to use it to get cinematics. I think it'd be a great idea between now and May when I leave for me to make episodes with this new gear and show you all about it, show you how I'm going to use it, and get your feedback on what you like and maybe don't like as much about some of the footage that I get with the different lenses and the different gear and whatnot. Let me know in the comments if that's something you're interested in, me getting out in the local kind of Ottawa area and trying to get cinematic footage with some of this new gear. New gimbals, new lavalier microphones, new lenses, and of course, all on a new camera. Really interested in what you think? Put it in the comments below. And without any further ado, let's check out this sort of cinematic episode of us sailing to Picton. Not a whole lot of chit chat in this episode, other than this first part, and we'll catch you at the very end. One thing about us being at the Olympic Harbor is there is tons of these regattas that go on the weekends. We just saw the Coast Guard boat, the Zodiac, go out. I guess they're just out there for safety. But yeah, seems to happen almost every weekend. Different boats, different styles too. These ones look like, I don't know what the brand is called, but they look like little bathtubs. I'm sure on a windy day they must flip these things all the time. Because they almost flip now. I'm just trying to tack.
It's like they lean back as far as they can and then jump up.
That one up there is having some sort of issue with his sail or his mast. Oh, 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 oh. I guess they know how to do it. They always look like they're about to tip, and then they throw themselves on the other side. Doesn't make any sense to me. They must get, like Janice said, they must get bruises on their hips from slamming themselves onto the opposite side. They don't even have seats to sit on. They just sit on the edge. Look at all of them that still need to go in the water. Still tons more to come. And there's all these tons that have already come out and already gone around the bend out into Lake Ontario. Just a ton of activity all around our boat. Look at the wave coming off the front of this powerboat. He's going to send us a monster wake. I wonder what that costs in gas to push a boat that big, that fast. More than I can probably afford. course, Janice is in. I've been in as well, but I wanted to get the camera out so that we can show you what will be a very beautiful sunset. And look at this glassy water. There's like no wind. The only ripples that you see on the water are coming from her moving the water around. That is sweet. Now I'm going to get back in the water because even I find this comfortable. Okay, on our way to Picton, we saw this and we noticed on the map it's a provincial park called Adolphustown. What's it called?
Provincial Park, but it's actually called UEL Heritage Center.
Well, that's that building, yeah. So there's a museum in there called UEL something. Anyways, you can anchor, obviously. There's a boat anchored there. And then you could just go to shore and enjoy the beach. We may try that on the way back. There's a cable ferry coming up here. And we're motoring towards it. I saw the cars going on. You can see them in the background going on. And I'm just wondering if he's going to pull out in front of us. Had that happened before. So, got to be on our feet. We are motoring right now, so we would have to try and avoid him. So, see what happens. So when that cable ferry went across and ended up at shore, this other ferry pulled out. But he's not going straight across the river like this guy. So this guy is a gas-powered, drive where he wants ferry, and this guy is on cable. There you go. Okay, we're about to leave anchor here. There's Janice looking at the birds. We're here in Picton, about to pull anchor and leave and head to Adolphustown Provincial Park. Janice is checking out this crane that we've been looking at for, it's like here every day. What is he? A
black-capped night heron or something like that?
A black-capped night heron. See him there in the grass, right there. I don't have my long lens on. I'll have to shoot him with my long lens. There goes Janice. Only the second time using it, right?
Yep.
She's got the on the knees mastered. Now we got to get her to stand up.
Okay, so stand up.
Unfortunately for the viewers, no wipeout. Does the handle need to be even taller?
No, it's good.
Hello. You went far.
Huh?
You went far.
I know.
I was doing.
Island and back along the shore, but the only thing to get like really tired and crampy was my right foot, so I had to like get on my knees after a while.
Yeah, I saw that. I was thinking you were taking a break.
No matter what I did, I couldn't get the cramp to go away.
Oh.
Whatever.
Yeah, I was doing the Instagram post and I looked up and you were gone.
I was trying to look at that island and I was going to come along the shore.
I know. I got the binoculars out. I couldn't see you for a while. I thought maybe you went to shore and then I found you eventually way down there. Nice. So you enjoyed it?
It's good. It is a workout. Like, you have to flex constantly your legs.
Is this board more work than the one we trained on?
More what?
More work than the one we practiced on,
No.
took the course on?
With the skeg on, it isn't.
No, good. It's not tippier? No?
I don't find I'm tipping over more often.
Okay, good.
I didn't tip over at all, except for that other time.
Yeah, without the skeg.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So you're happy?
Yes.
Yay. That was a good workout. You were gone a while.
It is.
Yeah.
I thought I could do this for an hour. I could budget an hour, do it for an hour, get an hour, and
Yeah, and you definitely felt it if you were cramping up. So
yeah,
that's
my
awesome.
ankle and my foot.
Good job, baby.
Using muscles.
Say bye for now.
Goodbye.
All these cormorants keep flying and then landing right in front of where our boat is going to motor. And then we get close and then they all take off again. They are not the brightest birds. Okay, so there you go. There is the episode. It kind of ends, right? You can tell there's something missing there. We're just sailing along, a little cinematics, and poof, black, fades to black. I'm like, all right, when I got it back from him, I'm like, what? He goes, that's all I could do. That's, you were sailing and then no more footage. So I'm like, oh, sorry, dude. So anyways, not Chase's fault. The next episode, I guarantee that sailing is a way better episode. And I've now gone through all the footage, all the vlog stuff's there, all the cinematics there. We got 2 separate drone flights. And one of them is like right near just before sunset. It's beautiful. So Chase and I are going to work together on that one. He's going to do the rough cut. I'm going to do the final cut. So one more thing I want to ask. If anybody lives in the Ottawa area and they want to film with me, kind of be an apprentice, or maybe you're even more experienced than me. It's probably apprentice is the wrong word. But if you want to film with me, I'd love to have a second person with me, because if I'm going to do some of this kit stuff where I'm going to show a new gimbal or new this, it's always good to have somebody filming me showing the product while I'm using it. So if you live in the Ottawa area, you don't even need to have your own great cinematic camera, because I have still got a GH5, as long as you know how to use manual focus. Yeah, anyways, send me an email this time. Comment if you want down below, of course, that's always an option. But if you want a longer dialogue, tell me a little bit about yourself. cruisingoffduty@gmail.com is the email address for anything. But if you're interested in filming with me and you live in the Ottawa area, I want somebody with energy, somebody we can banter back and forth a bit, a little bit of like a sidekick. So yeah, hopefully you have energy and don't mind being on camera from time to time. So that's number 1. If you want to film with me, let me know, because I'm interested in having somebody help me. And B, I can't count on Chase always being there to help me. If you also have some ability to edit, do a rough cut for me, yeah, I could send you footage like I'm sending Chase footage for this next episode, and you can do what you think is best. Send me a rough cut. You might tweak it a bit. Of course, I have to do my voiceovers and my intros and my outros, but yeah, if you want to do it, again, cruisingoffduty@gmail.com, and I think I've talked enough. So that's it. So until next time, this is Craig signing off, wishing you safe cruising, and go out and make some memories. Ciao for now.
We anchor and hoist the sail.